Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got an exciting matchup on tap. It's the Texans coming in at 1-6, going up against the Jaguars, who come in at 6-1.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
Come on! Second down, Kaiser. They'll hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. On fourth down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Pulled in at the 24. And they can't bring him down. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Ground. This is Leonard Fournette, and he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off?
All right, here we go.
He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Lucky 56.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play.
3 down.
I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Double tight. All right, here we go. Over. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Right, here we go.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. Room here to run. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
Double tight.
Leopard, let's go.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! 3-19! Over! Here we go now! Green 39!
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Tight
And the
end right.
D-line
All right,
pinching
here we go.
together must be
All right, now,
expecting to run.
Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot.
I got 40.
Set. 3-19.
Check 24.
3-19.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Yeah, baby.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Tight end right.
All right, here we go. Boom.
Three down.
Detroit. Back
A handoff to Fournette. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Safety's creeping.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
Again, it's Fournette. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss.
Check.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's go.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll try to run forward with Fournette. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Strong right.
Here we go now.
Hey, 4 down.
Detroit.
Back.
Watch it now, Barney. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. All right, now, Lucky 56.
Showing eight.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving.
Watch tight end. Hey.
Here we go now. Green 39. Over.
Nickel.
No. Check. Patriot.
Bang.
All right, here we go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, Everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
3 down, 3 down.
Here's Fournette. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
And Myers able to knock it through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Ohio! Ohio! Come on, let's go!
We got 3. We got 3.
Now Washington. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Hey, hey, hey. We got 4. Hey, hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Here we go!
3 down.
They go play action. Kaiser. He's going to look deep down the field. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Double dog. That's the way.
All right, here we go.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. We got 4.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Got double tight. Double tight.
They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
2 times. 2 times.
Set. Over.
Take 4. Take 4.
Blue, landed.
Now a handoff looking right. Down right around the 25. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Tight end left.
Now Gun!
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Black 99 Philly, here we go.
Watch
Here we
out,
go
watch
now.
out, watch out,
Leopard,
watch out.
Leopard. Gun! Gun!
And that'll set them back 5.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Set. Green 39.
4 down, 4 down. Check, check.
All right, now. Watch it now.
Check 9, check 9.
Set. No. Here we go. Check. Green 39.
Fournette on the counter.
Field.
And some room to work.
Check it out, Reed.
Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have 6 to their lead. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Touchdown.
Here's Myers now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try to make it work.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
2 minutes to play here in the first half.
Three down.
We're back to Houston after this timeout. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Flex round. Ohio. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
An NFL update. They're in the 2nd quarter in Baltimore. And the Ravens have opened it up a bit, leading by a couple of scores. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Kaiser. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Fletcher Cox breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
All right, now look at
I think the
56.
team's going to look at him like,
Here we
Coach,
go.
why wouldn't you go for it
3-19.
there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Switch.
They'll toss it to Fournette. And he's got some space here. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do and the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
All of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Again, it's Miller.
Three down.
Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a third down and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On third down, Miller. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Run.
Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on fourth down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Let's go. Red 38. Red 30. Flex round.
They're indeed going. It's Kaiser. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 22 on that one. And it's good enough for a Houston first down.
Yeah, baby.
Final play of the half. Kaiser, completion left side to Miller. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Watch tight end. 4 down. Check.
Watch it now, Barney. Set. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
Hey,
Set.
watch
319. Leopard. Gun.
They're going to look to throw. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A gain of 3, second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go with 2nd and 7.
Double tight. We got 3.
Set.
We got 3.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch it now, Barney.
Crunch.
Set.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Shoves him away. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Okay, baby.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
Tight end's right.
Hurry up. Here we go.
3 down.
No, here we go.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
On third down, they'll try and look for it on the draw. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on fourth down. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss.
Let's go.
They go with Washington to begin the drive. And he is going to feel that one. Knocked down hard at the 47-yard line. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
Let's go.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he is knocked down from the side. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a third down and 6 to go.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays.
Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Elsewhere, they have gone to the second half in Carolina. And the Panthers have scored to extend their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker.
All right, here we go.
But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. This guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows his offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green, gun. Detroit.
Six guy. Check six guy.
Running left, it's Fournette. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a third down and 4 now.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well,
Now let's go.
guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Here's Jeff Locke now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A third quarter score now from MetLife Stadium. And the Falcons have opened up the lead there to a couple of scores. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Come on, now.
They begin with a run by Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit,
Ohio!
they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's go!
No yardage will be found.
They'll run it again with Miller. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
Here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way forward up to the 22. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Woo! I know you feel that.
Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move.
Hurry up, here we go! 319!
No.
319!
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Double tight.
Here we go now!
Here's a give to Fournette, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a 1st down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So it'll be 1st down here after the run.
Double tight.
Set! No, check, Patriot! No, check, Patriot! All right, here we go. Green, 39! Green, 39!
Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Green, 39! Green, 39! Leopard! Detroit now! Green! Leopard! 90! Blue 90!
Well, now they'll try the end around. And shedding through the tackle. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up and to great success.
They'll run with Fournette. Open space inside the 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there with his third touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And he knocks it through.
Get there. Touchdown, baby, let's go.
Here's Myers now to kick it away.
Touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before. As it works somewhere else. And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Let's try the right side here with Miller. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get him much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves him with 3rd and long, which means you've got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player for the play that he likes to run best.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Come on!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it's looking like the Jags are going to win this football game. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite run. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably...
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Meanwhile, in Foxborough, there in the fourth quarter, the Dolphins continuing to add on. They are really rolling. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. And now out comes Houston. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Jags, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half. For Houston, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at EA.